Chapter 1. What are longevity genes? Definition and history. Longevity genes are specific genes in our DNA that are involved in cellular repair, stress resistance, metabolic efficiency, and aging regulation. Scientists have identified several of these gene families, most notably Sirtuins, FOXO transcription factors, mTOR, and AMPK. These aren't mythical immortality switches, they're real, scientifically studied genes that can be influenced by diet, exercise, sleep, and even our mindset. Meet the key longevity genes. Sirtuins, SIRT1, SIRT7. These are NAD+ dependent enzymes involved in DNA repair, anti-inflammatory signaling, and metabolic regulation. SIRT1 is the most studied and linked directly with calorie restriction and fasting benefits. FOXO, forkhead box-O, transcription factors. These regulate genes involved in apoptosis, DNA repair, antioxidant defense, and cell survival. FOXO3, in particular, is associated with human longevity. mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin, a nutrient-sensing pathway that governs growth and regeneration. Chronically elevated mTOR is linked to aging and cancer, but strategic modulation can slow aging and promote repair. AMPK, AMP-activated protein kinase, acts like a cellular energy sensor. When activated, AMPK promotes fat burning, reduces inflammation, and stimulates mitochondrial biogenesis. The role of epigenetics: nurture over nature. You're not stuck with the genes you inherited. Epigenetics shows us that lifestyle factors can tag your DNA and change how genes behave without altering the actual genetic code. DNA methylation, histone modification, and non-coding RNAs influence whether genes are turned on or off. Epigenetic clocks, like Horvath's clock, can predict biological age based on DNA methylation patterns. Studies suggest that targeted lifestyle changes can reverse biological age by up to 3 years in just 8 weeks. Chapter 2. Calorie restriction and fasting, turning on Sirtuins. Sirtuins love scarcity. SIRT1, often dubbed the longevity gene, gets activated when the body experiences a low energy state, such as during calorie restriction, CR, or fasting. This mimics conditions of evolutionary survival, where the body shifts into repair mode to preserve function and extend life. CR and fasting, what's the difference? Calorie restriction, CR, chronic reduction in daily calories by 20 to 40% without malnutrition. Intermittent fasting, AF, cycles of eating and fasting without necessarily cutting total calories. Practical fasting methods. 16:8 method, fast for 16 hours, eat within an 8-hour window. Ideal for beginners. 5:2 diet, eat normally 5 days a week, restrict to 500 to 600 calories on 2 non-consecutive days. Time-restricted feeding, TRF, align eating to circadian rhythm, e.g., all meals between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Research highlights. A 2021 human study showed that intermittent fasting improved insulin sensitivity and reduced inflammation in adults over 50. CR in animals extends lifespan by up to 50%. Fasting boosts autophagy, a cellular cleaning process tied to longevity. Over 50 tips. Start slow, try 12-12 fasting before moving to 16:8. Prioritize protein intake during eating windows to preserve muscle. Stay hydrated, add electrolytes during fasts if needed. High voltage sign. Chapter 3, Exercise and AMPK, the cellular power switch. Meet AMPK, your body's energy guardian. When energy is low, AMPK turns on to restore balance. It enhances fat metabolism, improves insulin sensitivity, and supports cellular cleaning and longevity. It also inhibits mTOR when appropriate, shifting the body toward repair rather than growth. How to activate AMPK naturally. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, short bursts of effort, e.g., sprinting, followed by rest. Endurance training, walking, swimming, cycling, brisk hiking. Resistance training, strength work like weightlifting, bodyweight training, or bands. Weekly blueprint for over 50s. 2x HIIT sessions, 20 minutes each sprint walk intervals or stationary bike. 2x resistance training, 30 to 45 minutes focus on compound lifts, squats, rows, push-ups. 2x alignment and recovery classes, yoga, tai chi, stretching for mobility and cortisol control. Why movement matters more with age. Exercise keeps mitochondria, your cellular powerhouses, young. It reduces senescent cells, damaged cells that trigger inflammation. Boosts BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, linked to brain longevity. Chapter 4, Nutrients that resonate with longevity pathways. Science-based longevity nutrients. Resveratrol, found in grapes, red wine, and blueberries. Activates SIRT1, mimicking fasting. Quercetin, a flavonoid found in onions and apples, promotes autophagy and mitochondrial health. Curcumin, turmeric anti-inflammatory, modulates SIRT1 and inhibits mTOR. EGCG, green tea activates AMPK and supports autophagy. NAD+ precursors, NMN, NR fuel Sirtuins, levels decline with age. Omega-3s, EPA or DHA reduce inflammation, support cellular membranes. Vitamin D3 supports immunity, gene transcription, and mitochondrial function. Food-first approach. Berries, polyphenol-rich, support DNA repair. Cruciferous veggies, broccoli, kale, cabbage, enhance detoxification. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, rich in omega-3s and selenium. Nuts and seeds provide healthy fats, magnesium, and antioxidants. Green tea, turmeric lattes, olive oil, garlic, daily anti-aging allies. Supplement guidelines. Resveratrol, 150 to 250 mg day. NMN or NR, 250 to 500 mg day, under physician guidance. Omega-3, 2000 mg EPA or DHA daily. Vitamin D3, based on blood test, usually 2000 to 5000 IU a day. Fire Chapter 5, mTOR modulation, balance between repair and growth. What is mTOR? mTOR is a nutrient sensing pathway that promotes cell growth, protein synthesis, and regeneration. That's great for recovery, but too much mTOR activation, from frequent eating, high protein intake, or insulin spikes, is linked to accelerated aging and disease. How to balance mTOR? Intermittent fasting and AMPK activation naturally suppress mTOR. Protein cycling, reduce animal protein intake 1 to 2 days per week. Plant-based days, focus on legumes, vegetables, seeds for protein. BCAAs, branch-chain amino acids. Overuse of BCAAs, especially leucine, can keep mTOR chronically elevated. Use BCAAs around workouts only if needed, not as daily supplements. mTOR and longevity, the sweet spot. You don't want to shut off mTOR completely, you want to pulse it strategically. Activate during workouts and refeeding. Suppress during fasting and plant-based days. Sleeping Symbol Chapter 6, Sleep, Circadian Rhythm and Genetic Repair. Sleep, your epigenetic reset button. Sleep isn't just about rest, it's when your body activates DNA repair enzymes like SIRT6 and SIRT1. Deep sleep promotes cellular cleaning, removes brain waste, lymphatic system, and enhances mitochondrial efficiency. Poor sleep shortens telomeres and increases inflammation markers like CRP. Circadian rhythm tips to boost longevity genes. Morning sunlight, within 30 minutes of waking, helps reset your circadian clock and melatonin cycle. Stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed, improves sleep quality and prevents overnight glucose spikes. Evening light management, use warm, dim lights after sunset, avoid blue light from screens 2 hours before bed. Ideal sleep environment. Cool room, 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. Blackout curtains or sleep mask. White noise or nature sounds. Magnesium glycinate plus herbal tea, chamomile, lemon balm, 1 hour before bed. Chapter 7, Stress Management and FOXO Activation. FOXO genes, your cellular shield against stress. FOXO, forkhead box O, genes are master regulators that control your body's response to oxidative stress, DNA damage, and inflammation. They're critical to longevity because they promote antioxidant production, like catalase and superoxide dismutase. Cellular repair. Autophagy, the cleanup of cellular waste. Stem cell maintenance. When does FOXO get activated? In low insulin states, fasting, caloric restriction, and during hormetic stress like exercise, cold exposure, or breathwork. Mind-body tools that stimulate FOXO. Meditation. Studies show that consistent meditation lowers cortisol and improves FOXO gene expression. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can shift your stress hormones dramatically. Breath work. Try the 4-7-8 technique or box breathing. Inhale 4, hold 4. Exhale 4, hold 4. These regulate the vagus nerve, reduce inflammation, and improve heart rate variability, a marker of resilience and long-term health. Cold exposure. Short bursts of cold stress, like cold showers or cryotherapy, stimulate FOXO3A expression and enhance mitochondrial resilience. Start with 30 seconds of a cold finish to your shower and build up to 2 minutes. Sample routine to stimulate FOXO activation. Morning, 10-minute breathwork plus 1-minute cold shower. Midday, 5-minute mindfulness session. Evening, journaling to unload mental stress. These tiny daily changes create a biochemical environment where longevity genes thrive. Herb Chapter 8, Gut Microbiome and Epigenetic Health. Your microbiome, the genetic influencer. You're only 10% human when it comes to cells. 90% of your cells are microbial. These bacteria aren't freeloaders, they actively influence your gene expression through their metabolic byproducts, particularly short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate. B vitamins. Neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA. Butyrate, for example, inhibits histone deacetylases, HDACs, allowing genes that promote longevity and reduce inflammation to be expressed more easily. Feed your microbiome right. Fermented foods. Kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, yogurt, tempeh, these introduce good bacteria. Prebiotic fiber. Chicory root, onions, garlic, leeks, oats, flax seeds, these feed your beneficial bacteria and increase SCFA production. Polyphenols. Found in berries, green tea, olives, and dark chocolate, these support microbial diversity and protect your DNA. Microbiome and aging. A youthful gut microbiome pattern, seen in centenarians, is diverse, low in pathogens, and high in butyrate-producing bacteria. It's also tightly linked to better immune function, reduced frailty, and better brain health. Chapter 9, Practical 8-Week Longevity Program. Let's put it all together in an 8-week action plan designed to naturally activate your longevity genes, boost mitochondrial health, and enhance epigenetic rejuvenation. Weeks 1 to 2, baseline and reset. Fasting, begin a 16:8 schedule, eat between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Movement, walk 20 to 30 minutes daily, include stretching or yoga. Sunlight, 10 minutes of morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. Supplements, begin basic longevity stack, vitamin D3, omega-3, magnesium glycinate. Weeks 3 to 4 fuel the pathways. Exercise, add 2 HIIT sessions and 1 strength training session weekly. Polyphenol smoothies, include green tea, berries, spinach, flax seeds. Sleep, create a 9:30 p.m. wind-down routine with low light, herbal tea, journaling. Supplements, add resveratrol or quercetin with meals for SIRT1 support. Weeks 5 to 6, deepen the repair. mTOR balance, try 1 to 2 low-protein days per week using plant-based meals. Cold showers, increase to 2 minutes post-workout for mitochondrial hormesis. Breath work, practice 5-minute guided breath work each morning or evening. Sleep optimization, track deep sleep using a wearable, aim for 90-minute plus. Week 7 to 8, lifestyle reinvented. Monitoring, run basic biomarker tests, vitamin D, CRP, glucose, NAD+ levels. Nutrition, continue Mediterranean-style eating with fasting mimicking intervals. Lifestyle upgrade, use a DNA methylation calculator or Circadian app to track biological age and rhythm alignment. Glowing Star Chapter 10, Real-Life Examples and Biohacks. Centenarian Insights. People from the world's blue zones, Icaria, Okinawa, Sardinia, activate longevity genes daily through moderate daily movement, walking, gardening, low meat, plant-based diet, strong social ties, fasting rituals, religious or cultural, stress reduction through prayer or siesta, science-inspired biohackers. David Sinclair uses NMN, resveratrol, cold exposure, fasting, and plant-heavy diet. Wim Hof, breathing plus cold exposure combo boosts FOXO and stress resilience. Dr. Mark Hyman combines time-restricted eating, HIIT, and polyphenol-rich food for optimal gene expression. Biohacking tools for the everyday person. Oura Ring or Whoop strap to monitor recovery and HRV. Level CGM to monitor glucose spikes and optimize metabolism. Inside Tracker or Elysium Index for biological age tracking. Shield Chapter 11, Do's, Don'ts and Safety Tips. Do. White heather check mark: eat whole foods rich in polyphenols and fiber. White heather check mark: prioritize deep sleep and circadian rhythm. White heather check mark: embrace moderate intermittent fasting. White heather check mark: stay active with a mix of resistance and aerobic movement. White heather check mark: engage in cold exposure, meditation, or breath work. Don't. Cross mark: overfast or undereat, especially if underweight or fatigued. Cross mark: combine intense exercise with poor sleep or stress. Cross mark: take supplements without researching quality and dosage. Cross mark: ignore warning signs like dizziness, low energy, or hormonal imbalance. Safety first. Before starting any longevity protocol, check in with your healthcare provider. Monitor your blood pressure, glucose, and thyroid function. Be cautious if you're pregnant, underweight, or on medications like insulin or statins. Speech balloon conclusion. Activating your longevity genes isn't a mystery, it's a science you can master with small, sustainable choices. Through fasting, nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress relief, and connection, you can shift your gene expression in ways that slow aging, reduce disease risk, and keep you thriving well past 50. Movie camera, what's next? Join our 8-week longevity activation plan and start tracking your own progress with the tools we've discussed. Speech balloon comment below. Which gene pathway are you most excited to activate, SIRT1, AMPK, FOXO, or mTOR? Bell, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Thrive Sphere for more longevity science simplified.